We're back talking stage two of this year's Tour de France, and whoa, what a stage and finish it was. If you look at that results sheet today, you're going to see UAE, Isaac Del Toro, Tadej Pogacar 1-2. So big result, obviously, for that team. But that result means so much more for this race, for that team UAE, than just the simple act of going 1-2. What today was for UAE was really a masterclass and such an impactful example of really transformational leadership and also instilling drive and motivation of power, intrinsic drive into a team. And that is easier said than done. We talk about this teams getting on a roll, teams having good, successful races like this. And they say now the motivation is really good. Obviously, we're all really motivated, but we can sort of pick this apart with some psychological theory on motivation. One of my favorites, as many of you have heard, is self-determination theory from Ryan and Deci. And this posits that to really fulfill and sustain deep intrinsic drive, we as humans have three basic needs, and those are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. And if we use today's stage as an example of seeing Tadej Pogacar, the leader, the king of the Tour de France, really give or gift or help and support his teammate Isaac Del Toro to this stage win. There's so much greatness in unpacking this self-determination theory in there. So, we have relatedness, and relatedness is this sense of belonging and a connectedness, a deep, secure connectedness to a group. As the king, Tadej Pogacar, you could argue that it's hard for anyone really to relate to him. But by him acting in this way, living in this way, leading in this way, he is actually living and showing out that, yes, there is some relatedness there. He can relate. He sees Isaac Del Toro, this young phenom, likely a future Tour de France winner, and he is providing this chance of connection and saying, hey, I see you. I value you. And look, I'm here for you too. So huge value in terms of that relatedness between Isaac Del Toro and Tadej Pogacar, but also through the whole team. When teammates see leaders act and behave in this transformative way, not just transactional way, actually living it, acting it, really provides a lot of this psychological capital and trust and safety that these teammates are also looking around going, wow, this guy, he's not just here for himself. He's always is also looking out for us. He understands the sort of dynamic of riding for one of the best riders of all time. And he sees that and finds and seizes an opportunity to create success for someone else. So a lot of really strong relatability in that today. Obviously, competence too. So Tadej Pogacar providing this opportunity for Isaac Del Toro to grow and develop in competence. This is his second stage ever of the Tour de France. Whoa, he's a stage winner. All of a sudden, that motivation rises, that competence fulfilled. And now Isaac Del Toro, with this newfound competence, will be even more motivated to obviously progress and develop his own career and himself. But in 19 more stages, what a more powerful and even more motivated resource for Tadej Pogacar as a teammate. So really strong connection of competence. And then autonomy. So I think just Tadej Pogacar exercising the autonomy of working within this team structure. Yes, he's the leader. Yes, he's the favorite. But the fact that he could actually have the place and security to say, you know what? No, I'm making this choice. I see how this finish is playing out. I see the opportunities. I see where my teammate is at. And you know what? I'm going to kind of tear up this script. I'm not the leader today. I'm innovating. That autonomy is also really empowering, really motivating for Tadej Pogacar. And you saw it in the finish line videos of him. That was pure joy and celebration. We haven't seen a two-up teammate celebration like that at the Tour de France in a long time. And Tadej Pogacar really just thriving and really living and embracing that intrinsic motivation that in part comes from the autonomy to be able to make that choice. And as it relates to his teammates, also a lot of autonomy there, knowing that they get ultimately to make some decisions. They get to race. They get to slot in, see some instinct. And that is also only serves to strengthen their internal drive, their intrinsic motivation. So what an amazing result, really transformative leadership in that it's not just a leader saying, good job, or here's the roster spot, or here's the bonus, or here's the watch. It's actually acting, living, and committing to this team in a way that is really greater than himself. It's about the team. So yeah, great result, but so much better than that. Even leaves UAE even more motivated, not just any kind of motivation, but that deep intrinsic motivation and drive that's really going to serve them well and the rest of this Tour de France. So, what does this mean for all of us, all the rest of us mortals who are not Tadej Pogacar, even other teams in the race? What does it mean for them? Well, we can also build this internal intrinsic motivation and drive in the same way. So, respecting, valuing, and keeping an eye out for chances to improve relatedness, recognize and seize competence, and also create autonomy with whatever teams and organizations we're working within. So, whenever we are looking to enhance, improve that intrinsic motivation for ourselves, for our teammates, with the organizations we work in, this is another one of these examples of not leaving it to chance. So, it's asking ourselves, what can I do today to improve, contribute to the relatedness within this group that I'm working in? What can I do today to exercise my own competence? How can I help someone that I'm working with next to me also seize and realize competence in their role? And then what are we doing to really engage a little bit of autonomy in our role, still having some choice and some ability to choose? And that is not reserved for just the Tour de France. We can all do that in a team, in a group setting, and it has very impactful, far-reaching implications for sustaining that deep intrinsic motivation through a group and within ourselves.